List your first Amazon product wrong and you'll get 0 sales while competitors steal your customers. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step exactly how to list a product on Amazon in 2026. And I'm going to show you some secret settings most new sellers miss. Because if you do this wrong, you'll get 0 sales, so pay attention. The very first thing you need to do is sign up for an Amazon seller account. And you can do this by going to sell.amazon.com. Once you sign up for your Amazon seller account, you're going to log in and it's going to take you to the back end, and this is called Amazon Seller Central. Once you're inside Seller Central, you'll click the 3 lines up here and then you click Add Products. And when you're listing a product, there are 2 paths you can take. The first path is to sell another brand's product, and this means the product already has a listing on Amazon. And in that case, you just add your offer to the existing listing. The second path is to sell your own unique product and create your own listing from scratch. And if you're selling something that's already listed on Amazon, the first thing you have to do is just type in the name of the product you want to sell. In this case, let's say it's individual liquid IV hydration packets. And even if you want to start your own listing from scratch, I still recommend you stay tuned here because understanding how to sell on an existing listing will help. Later in this video, we get into how to create your own listing from scratch. So then we're going to click on submit, and then you find the listing that matches the exact product you're selling. So we're selling a single serving of liquid IV. We can click into that listing. Now, Amazon asks you to fill out some information, and then we select the condition. Since this is a consumable product, the only option is new. But if you were selling textbooks or something else, there'd be a used option. After that is the quantity. So if I have 5 packets for sale, I put 5, then comes the price, but you can set it to whatever you want. But obviously, if it's too high, nobody buys. The current price is $7.49 for this product, so I can match that, or I can drop it to $6.99 if I want to sell it faster. Next, you pick your fulfillment channel, which is one of the most important decisions you'll make on Amazon. The first option is, I will ship this item myself, which is called FBM, or Fulfilled by Merchant. That means every time someone buys, you have to pack and ship the product yourself. I don't recommend this for most sellers because it'll take you hours of your time, lots of money, and your product doesn't even become Prime eligible. So really, it's a no-brainer. The second option is FBA, which stands for Fulfilled by Amazon, and that's what I recommend you do. With this option, you send all your inventory into Amazon's warehouse. Then every time you get an order, Amazon picks, packs, and ships it out for you to all your different customers. The reason this matters so much is because Amazon has over 300 million Prime customers around the world. That's 300 million people who pay Amazon every year just so they can get that 2-day Prime shipping. And when they search for a product, they're almost always going to buy a Prime product if there is an option. So if your product isn't on Prime, you're losing to every competitor that is on Prime. So to use the FBA program, you click Amazon will ship and provide customer service. Then scroll down and click Save and Finish. And you'll also click List as FBA and send it to Amazon. Now that we understand how to do that, let me show you how to create your own unique listing, because this is where the real money on Amazon is made. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Travis. I've been selling on Amazon for over 10 years, and I've done over $10 million in sales online. I've also helped thousands of students build their own Amazon FBA business with a method I called niche branding. And this is the best way to make money in 2026. I recently started an Amazon business literally in 7 days and made over $1.4 million with this business. I sold the business for $840,000. This right now is the big opportunity to be making money with Amazon. And before I go into the next section of this tutorial, which is showing you how to list your own unique product, if you do want my personalized help figuring out what product to launch and how to actually build a real Amazon business around it, my team and I are running free strategy calls right now. The calls are with me and my best coaches, so we only have limited spots available. You can click on the link down below in the description to apply. Just fill out the form, and if you're a good match, one of my team members will reach out to you and get you on a call. And on that call, we'll map out what the next 90 days of your Amazon journey will look like, and we'll see how we can help you. But now, on how to create your own listing. You can click on blank form and then click start. And I'm going to walk you through this using a real example, a real product that we are launching here in 2026. The product is an eyebrow pencil for men. And you can see with this product, we took an existing idea, eyebrow pencils, but we niched it down to a specific demographic. Because right now, the eyebrow pencils that are being sold on Amazon are all marketed towards women, but yet there are some men that buy this product. So we're niching it down so that it's the perfect product for a subset of the buyers that are on Amazon. And this video right here is part of a full series launching this product from scratch. I'm documenting the entire thing here in this channel. In the last few videos, I covered how to set up your Amazon seller account, how to do product research, how to find a manufacturer, and how to set up your business legally. And in the next video, I'll walk you through how to ship your product to Amazon. So smash that like button so that I know that you're enjoying this content and you're enjoying me actually showing you how to create and sell a real product as an example on this YouTube channel. And the first question Amazon asks when you're creating a new listing is the item name, which is the title of your product on Amazon. The title is what Amazon uses to figure out what your product is and who to show to you. So if you understand how to do the title correctly, you can literally game the Amazon search system. You can literally game the algorithm on Amazon and rank at the top of your category and make a ton of money. But if you get the title wrong, your product sits on page 10 where no one's ever gonna buy it. So for my new product, the title we came up with is Eyebrow Pencil for Men, Natural Looking Brow Pencil, Precise, Subtle, and Effortless Grooming, Dark Brown. And in a minute, I'll explain exactly how we pick those specific keywords and why each one is in the title. But also remember that your title is gonna show up on your Amazon listing. So you do want it to look natural to some degree. But the way that people buy on Amazon is they search for something they want, and Amazon tries to figure out which of the millions of products it should show to that customer. And your job is to make it easy for Amazon to know what your product is and which customers to show it to. And you do that by putting the right keywords in your title, and the most important keywords need to go first. And when I say keywords, I mean, what are the exact phrases people are searching for in Amazon search bar to find your product? For example, thousands of people a month search for eyebrow pencil for men. So I want those 4 words at the very front of my title. That way Amazon knows instantly that my product is an eyebrow pencil for men. And when somebody searches for that, Amazon should put my product at the top of the search results. And one thing that most people don't realize about Amazon is that the #1 product gets most of the sales. Second place gets a lot less, and third place gets even less than that. And the drop off is exponential. The #1 listing does more money in sales than positions 2 through 10 combined. Now you might be wondering how you actually figure out what people are searching for on Amazon. And there is a tool that gives you this exact data. It's called Helium 10. It's something that I use every single day. And they have a free plan that you can get by clicking the link down below. But if you do want to unlock all the features of Helium 10, I have the hookup. I've got a discount code. It's literally the best discount code you can find online. I'll put that in the link down below as well. Use the coupon code if you end up going for the paid version to save yourself some money. On top of that, Helium 10 does also offer a 7-day completely free trial. So you can go in, get all your data, and ask for a refund within those 7 days. I don't recommend that. It's a little bit of an unethical life hack, but if you want to try out the tool, they do have that 7-day free trial. But once you click on the link down below and sign up for Helium 10, there's a tool called the Magnet Cerebro tool. And that's what I use for keyword research. With the Magnet tool, you would type in the main phrase that you think people would use when looking for your product. In our case, the 2 big ones are eyebrow pencil for men and men's brow pencil. So we type those in, and the tool comes back and shows us that eyebrow pencil for men is being searched thousands of times a month, which is a great sign. Thousands of people every month are actively looking for this product right now. And what's even better is when we go over to Amazon and search for eyebrow pencil for men, the results are mostly generic eyebrow pencils that aren't designed and marketed for men. So there's a real gap in the market, and this is exactly why launching a niche branded passion product is the best way to make over $100,000 a year in passive income online right now. I'm gonna be launching a ton of Amazon products this year, and I'm gonna be documenting them all right here on this YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe because I might be launching another $1 million product like I did with carnivore electrolytes, and you're gonna get to watch the entire process from start to finish right here on this channel. The Magnet tool also shows us other phrases that people are searching. So we can see natural brow pencil, men's grooming pencil, subtle brow pencil for guys, and a bunch more, all with solid search volume. So from there, we go through the list and pull out the keywords that are most relevant to our actual product. And we work as many of them as we can into the title and the bullet points without it sounding spammy. And then we use this list to come up with our final title. So we started with eyebrow pencil for men. So we dominate that exact search phrase. And we start our title with eyebrow pencil for men because that is the phrase that's getting the most traffic. And we want to dominate that search phrase. And a quick tip for finding even more keywords, you can go look at top ranked products in a related category, scroll through their titles and description, and pull out the keyword they're using that you might have missed. If 10 top selling grooming products all use professional grade in their title, that's telling you that professional grade is a keyword that buyers are actually searching for. and you should probably use it too. All right, now that we have a dialed in title, Amazon has a clear picture of what your product is. And after that, Amazon will ask about the product category. And honestly, this is easier than people think. Amazon auto-selects a category based on your title, and most of the time it's correct. If it's wrong, you type in your category yourself and pick the best match. And if you're not sure, look at what category your top competitors are listed in and copy that. That's the safest path. If you want to go more advanced on category strategy, like picking the right category to actually rank faster, that's something I teach inside my mentorship program, the Passion Product Accelerator. Inside this accelerator, you also get a dedicated coach, one-on-one strategy sessions, and small group coaching with me and my team. So if you want that level of help, the link is in the description. After the category, the next section asks about variations, which is where you tell Amazon if your product comes in different sizes, colors, or flavors. For the eyebrow pencil, the answer is yes. We sell 3 colors, dark brown, light brown, and black. So each color becomes a variation under the same listing. And watch out, because Amazon recently changed how reviews are shared across product variations. Starting in 2026, reviews are only shared between variations with minor differences like color. If your variations have significant differences in features, they don't share reviews anymore. So if you do have variations in your products, factor that in when you're planning your entire product line. After that, Amazon asks for your brand name, and if this is your product, you put your brand name here. Even if you're working with a manufacturer that's actually producing your product, you'd still put your brand name here. But something important to note is if you are going to be using your own brand name on Amazon, you're going to want to file a trademark for your brand. And you can do this very easily. It's very affordable. You can go to uspto.gov. Once it's filed, you give Amazon your trademark case number, and then they approve you for brand registry. Brand registry unlocks a ton of benefits. You want to do brand registry. It's worth spending a little bit of money to get a trademark just to get brand registry and unlock all the benefits that brand registry on Amazon gives you. It unlocks A+ content, which lets you add images to your product description. Your products also get priority placement in Amazon search because Amazon trusts brand registered products more than just some generic random product. Amazon also takes down knockoff listings on your behalf, so copycats can't come and steal your customers from you, and it also makes shipping into Amazon way easier. So if you're serious about building a real brand on Amazon, brand registry is really worth it. Before we move on, once you start working with manufacturers, especially overseas, you're going to be sending transfers, dealing with currency conversions, and getting hit with transfer fees that eat into your margin. So I personally use AirWallex to deal with this. With AirWallex, you can have global accounts with local bank details in 20+ currencies and retrieve your funds from Amazon like a local business in multiple markets. You can set up a global account in minutes and have no more expensive currency conversion spreads from Amazon. Instead of juggling different bank accounts, tools, and platforms to manage your Amazon business and getting hit with unnecessary conversion fees, AirWallex gives you one place to manage everything. So if you're working with overseas suppliers or selling in multiple countries, you can collect payments, manage multiple currencies, pay suppliers, and keep everything organized in one dashboard. And honestly, once your Amazon business starts growing, having these systems set up properly saves a ton of headaches later. I'll leave a link for AirWallex in the description if you want to check it out, but now let's continue setting up the listing. Then you fill out the external product ID, which is basically the barcode that identifies your product. You can use a UPC, EAN, ISBN, or an ASIN. But for most products, you're going to be using a UPC code. UPC stands for Universal Product Code, and pretty much every product in the world has one of these. This is the barcode that you see when you go into a Walmart or a Target that they scan at checkout. If you're selling your own unique product, you need to buy your own UPC code, and you can buy it directly from gs1.org. And GS1 recently started offering single UPCs for around $30. Instead of in the past, they would force you to buy packs of 10. So pay the $30 and get a real UPC code, but be careful because there are websites out there that will try to scam you into buying cheaper UPC codes for like $10, but sometimes these cheaper codes aren't actually real and they won't work. And even if they do work, you'll run into problems down the line. Your listing could get suspended, and that's a nightmare to fix. So just pay the $30 and get a real UPC code and move on. Once all that's filled out, you'll click next. The product description section opens up, and that's where you write the paragraph that tells people why they should buy. For my eyebrow pencil, it goes like this. Ascend Men Eyebrow Pencil is designed specifically for men who want natural-looking, well-groomed brows without the guesswork, featuring an ultra-fine tip for precise hair-like strokes. This brow pencil fills in sparse areas and defines your brows for a subtle, polished look. The built-in spoolie brush blends effortlessly for a clean finish. Whether you're new to grooming or a seasoned pro, Ascend Men makes it easy to achieve fuller, more defined brows in seconds. Waterproof and long-lasting formula keeps your brows looking sharp all day. That description, the reason I gave you that as example is it does three things at once. It hits the benefits, it works in the keywords, and it talks directly to the customer. So now onto the bullet points, because that's where most new sellers mess up the most. The bullet points are the first thing a customer reads after they click into your listing, and the biggest mistake new sellers make is listing features instead of benefits. Each bullet works the same way. You start with a short benefit-driven phrase in all caps on its own line, then expand it in one sentence underneath. Amazon technically says don't use all caps in bullets, but everyone gets away with it, and it makes your bullets stand out way more than the boring competitors playing by the rules. So the way that I structure my bullet points is bullet 1 is your main keyword plus the biggest benefit. For my eyebrow pencil, it will be natural looking brow pencil for men. Designed for sharp, natural-looking brows that fill in sparse areas in seconds. No tutorial required. Bullet 2 hits a different reason to buy. Bullet 3 hits durability. Bullet 4 hits ease of use. And finally, bullet 5 is your money-back guarantee, which I always recommend including. So for your bullet points, have the first few words in caps, expand underneath it, and have 5 bullets with 5 different angles on why people should buy your product. And you really want to make sure that you focus on the benefits. What is the in benefit the customer is going to get? Not just the technical aspects. Steve Jobs famously did this with 1,000 songs in your pocket. He was talking about the iPod. He could have said it's 1 gigabyte of data storage, which is the technical feature, but no one cares about the 1 gigabyte data storage. What they care about is the benefit, which is 1,000 songs in your pocket. All right, so once bullet points are done, it's time for the single most important part of your entire listing, which is your product images. When people search on Amazon, the first thing they see is your main image. If your main image doesn't pop, if it doesn't grab them, people will scroll right past your listing. For example, if I search eyebrow pencil for men on Amazon, look at the results. Most of them look almost identical. Soft pastel packaging, same tip style, zero differentiation, and then there's the bestseller, which has a bold black handle, clean lighting, and looks premium. That's why it's the bestseller, even though it charges more than its competitors. And that's why you need to nail your main image. To create a main image that pops and stops people from looking at the competition, the first thing you need to do is make sure the image matches what people are actually searching for. So for my eyebrow pencil, the packaging is going to literally say eyebrow pencil for men in big, bold letters across the front. You also want to look at what the competition is doing and do the opposite. If every competitor uses pastel pinks and whites, go dark and matte and black. If every competitor uses a thin, minimal type, go bold and confident. The main image itself always sits on a white background. That's an Amazon rule, but everything else in the image you can make different and you can make stand out and pop. That tiny branding change is often the whole reason a product wins. Beyond the main image, you can add up to 8 additional images, and you should use every single one of them. A shopper can't pick up your product and hold it in their hand, so the only way they can judge it is by the images. So for my eyebrow pencil, image 2 is a close-up showing the ultra fine tip and the spoolie brush, so people see exactly what they're getting. Image 3 is a hand application lifestyle shot, a guy applying it in front of a mirror, so people see how it actually looks on a real face. Image 4 is a side-by-side comparison chart against the bestseller, showing where my pencil wins on tip precision, color match, and waterproof finish. Image 5 is the packaging shot, so people see what arrives in the box. And a student of mine, Mina, learned this the hard way. When he launched his brand, he used low-quality supplier photos on his first listing, and the listing completely died for about a month before he figured out what was wrong. He ended up losing around $10,000 in potential sales before he reshot the images properly and started using premium packaging and premium images. And after that reshoot, his sales picked up almost immediately. And this is why when you're creating your listing, you want to make sure you have high-quality images or do computer-generated images, which is what a lot of the professionals do, because with computer-generated images, you can do things and get angles that you can't with like a real photographer. It looks way more professional usually. And one of the big things I always tell people is if all this image work and creating your listing sounds like a lot, you don't need to do it yourself. I personally use FBA creatives. Even though I'm an expert, I use FBA creatives to create all my branding, my logos, and my entire listing. They can create your title, your main image, all your side images, your bullet points. And one of the good things about them is they use the data to actually research what people are searching for to buy your product. So they create optimized listings. There's a link down below with a coupon code to them. Highly recommend, don't do this yourself, use FBA creatives, but it's totally up to you. But once you have your images and they are uploaded on Amazon, Amazon takes you to the product details page. And here are the details that you need to fill out. The first question is, who is your manufacturer? This is just asking who's making your product, and you can put your brand name here. So I'll put Ascend Men. Then it asks for number of items. This is just how many units of the actual product come in one package. For my eyebrow pencil, that's 1. So I put 1. The next step is where most sellers either leave money on the table or lose thousands of dollars before they ever sell a unit. And that's pricing. My rule is simple with pricing. Take how much you buy your products for and multiply by 3 at a minimum. You can raise your price higher than that, but that's the starting retail price you should even think about. Then you should look at your competitors and see how much they're charging for their product. And it's up to you. Sometimes it actually makes sense to price your product slightly higher than your competitors. But you'll also want to do some price testing. As you start to get sales, see if you increase the price if your sales decline. I found out with one of my products, Carnivore Electrolytes, that as we increase price, sales stayed the same, which meant more profit for us. At first, I thought I was going to sell this for $24.99, but then we increased the price to $29.99, $34.99, $37.99, and sales stayed the same, but our profit got twice as big. So for the eyebrow pencil, we're going to set the retail price at $12.97 because this is a premium grooming product, not a dollar store eyebrow pencil. There's also a field for list price, which is your full retail price before discounts. If you set your list price higher than your sales price, Amazon shows the crossed out strike through next to your price, and that'll make it so your product seems like it's on sale, and it'll make customers more likely to urgently want to buy your product. Next up, Amazon asks you to choose the fulfillment channel. So pick FBA, as I explained earlier. Now this next part is what most new sellers miss completely. Before you click Save and Finish, there's a hidden section called All Attributes. And inside that section are settings that can double your organic reach if you fill them out correctly. The first one is the offer start date. Instead of letting your listing go live the moment Amazon approves it, you should set this date as a specific future date, because the reality is a brand new listing with no reviews and no sales is invisible. What you actually want to do is set the listing live on a specific day, and then on that day, launch the product, send a ton of traffic, send a ton of people to Amazon to buy the product. And I talk about this in other videos on how to do this, but hopefully you have an email list or a social media following for the launch of your product. If you don't, no worries. I would recommend starting today. Again, this is something I go into a lot of depth about in my Amazon FBA Accelerator program, because what happens when you get a ton of sales on day one is Amazon sees that burst of sales, assumes the product is a winning product, and pushes you higher up in search results. The higher you rank, the more sales you get. The more sales you get, the higher you rank, because Amazon determines how high you'll be in the ranking depending on sales and a bunch of other factors. And just like that, it creates a snowball that's gonna make you get more and more sales. And boom, before you know it, you'll have a winning product. This is what happened with me, Carnivore Electrolytes. My first month, I did around $7,000 in sales. Then month 2 was 10,000, then 15,000, then 20,000. Then for a few months, I was doing 30,000 up to 40,000 and $100,000 by like around month 10. If you do this correctly and you listen to the rest of this video, you'll get that snowball of sales. The second hidden setting is the keyword section, also called back-end keywords. This is where you tell Amazon exactly what search phrases you want to rank for, but the customer never sees this. So you use this space to stuff every relevant variation and synonym and longer, more specific search phrases you wouldn't necessarily put in the title. For my eyebrow pencil, for example, we put natural brow pencil for men, men's grooming pencil, subtle brow pencil for guys, dark brown brow pencil for men, sparse brow filler men, and Amazon picks up all those keywords, and suddenly you're ranking for phrases that you might not want to put in your title. So once all that's filled out, your listing is ready to go. But a listing with no inventory in Amazon's warehouse doesn't actually sell, which means the final step is getting your product into Amazon's FBA warehouse. But I'm not gonna do a full shipping tutorial in this video, but as soon as I receive my eyebrow pencils, I'm gonna actually document here on this channel exactly how we ship them into the Amazon warehouse. And I wanna share a video with you right now that you should watch next. But before I do that, I wanna remind you, if you wanna get a free call with me or one of my top coaches, you can click the link down below, apply for a call. And on that call, we're gonna give you a plan on how you can succeed on Amazon in the next 90 days. It's a completely free call. And on the call, we'll talk more about our accelerator program and see if you're a good fit for that. So click on the link down below to apply for that. And for the next video that I recommend, I did a video showing in depth how you can find products to sell on Amazon using using some new techniques that nobody else is talking about, you can click on this video right here to watch an in-depth strategy on how you can find 6 and even 7-figure Amazon products. This is literally the strategy that I use to launch my most recent brand that made me over $1 million. So click on that video. I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.